Before the war, while Hamas is in power in Gaza, more than 20,000 Gazatian people entered Israel every day to work. Many came to get medical treatments that they couldn't in Israel, that they couldn't get it in Gaza.
Antes de la guerra, más de 20.000 personas de palestinos de la franja entraban a trabajar a Israel a obtener tratamientos médicos que no podían conseguir en Gaza.
We were involved in different projects to advance the life of the population of Gaza, of the population in Gaza, such as solar panels for them to be electricity independent. If it's a water treatment, sewage water treatment.
Estábamos trabajando en muchos proyectos para mejorar su calidad de vida, como paneles solares para darles autonomía energética.
And while we were conducting all of that, we had the thought that with a better life for the Palestinian population, with a better economy, we would be able to bring a better, a more stable place with a better, brighter future.
Era posible así tal vez mejorar la estabilidad y lograr un futuro más mejor si mejorábamos su vida y su economía.
It is clear that we didn't have the understanding of Hamas' true intentions, that Hamas was planning this attack for a very long time.
Claramente no entendimos los objetivos de verdad de Hamas y que estuvo planeando durante mucho tiempo este ataque.
We wanted to believe in peace. We wanted to believe in a better future, and that was our mistake. And this is how we contributed to this situation.
Nosotros contribuimos con este error a esta situación porque realmente creímos en un futuro mejor y que estábamos haciendo las cosas bien.
Otra consulta también. En cuanto al bloqueo en Gaza existente desde hace
In terms of, in connection to the blocking of Gaza.
¿Por qué se dio ese bloqueo?
Why did this blocking
Y si Israel no considera que todo este desabastecimiento en Gaza ha sido consecuencia del mismo.
And the shortage that the people in Gaza are facing, isn't it, do you think as Israel government think it's a consequence of the blocking of the Gaza Strip?
There is no blockage on Gaza. They have and they had before the war a way to Egypt completely open.
Tenían previo a la guerra el pase a Egipto completamente abierto, no hay un bloqueo en Gaza.
On the Israeli side, we don't have peace with them, we don't have relations, and they don't have a free access to Israel. But this is a clear and normal with every countries that don't have relations and decide that their borders are closed. This is not a blockage.
Decidimos cerrar la frontera porque no tenemos relación, pero esto no es un bloqueo.
But they have a free way to Egypt. They can. The fact that Hamas is blocking the exit of Gazatians from Gaza to Egypt, this is another thing, but this is really not on Israel.
Que Hamas esté bloqueando el paso a Egipto es otro tema, pero no tiene que ver con Israel.
¿Qué mensaje quiere enviarle a los ciudadanos israelíes radicados acá en Uruguay?
What is the message you would like to give to the Israeli citizens that are living here in Uruguay?
The Israeli citizens that are living here in Uruguay and the Jewish population that is living here in Uruguay are experiencing the biggest wave of anti-Semitism since World War II.
La comunidad judía en Uruguay está experimentando la mayor ola de antisemitismo desde la Segunda Guerra Mundial.
It is not only in Uruguay, it is all over the world, unfortunately. And even though in Uruguay is considered safer, still it is felt here, and every person, Jewish or Israeli, on the street will tell you about it.
Esto sucede en todo el mundo, esta ola, y si bien Uruguay se sigue considerando seguro, cualquier judío que crucemos por la calle nos va a decir que lo siente incluso acá.
This needs to be a concern of all the governments around the world. I know it is a concern here, and from here, if we can make a call for all the authorities to make sure that Jews and Israelis are safe, even though many call for their destruction.
Esta ola de antisemitismo debe ser una preocupación de todos los gobiernos, es una preocupación del gobierno uruguayo, y desde aquí hacemos un llamado a que todas las autoridades velen por la seguridad de los ciudadanos judíos.
¿Qué mensaje podría darle a nosotros, jóvenes estudiantes?
What's your message for us,
Estamos
for
en
young
permanente
students?
contacto con noticias de muchísimas fuentes.
And we're permanently in contact with a lot of news from very different sources.
Yeah.
So what is your advice for us?
I have many things to say, but
Muchas
I will
cosas para
say, I would say something about fake news and about denial of the massacre of 7th of October. In this world, we are experiencing these days a lot of fake news. Maybe the biggest example, the most obvious example that became very clear is the alleged attack on the hospital, the Baptist hospital in Gaza.
Quiero decir algo, mencionar las fake news, las noticias falsas y de aquellas que circulan negando los hechos del 7 de octubre. Una de las más populares ahora es el supuesto ataque al hospital.
It was claimed, and it was all over the news on the international channels, the first days of the war, that Israel attacked the hospital, killing more than 500, and that it shot a rocket on the hospital, killing more than 500. This was the alleged attack, and then it was shown and proven by us that it was not Israeli missile, it was jihadi Islam missile. It did not hit the hospital, it hit a parking lot next to the hospital. It did not kill 500, it was still a tragedy, and dozens are dead, but it was not Israel.
Internacionalmente, por ejemplo, durante los primeros días se dijo que un misil israelí había atacado un hospital y había producido 500 muertes, y nosotros mismos demostramos que no fue Israel, que además el ataque se dio en un estacionamiento cercano al hospital. Igual fue una tragedia porque murieron docenas, pero no fue Israel.
But for Israel, the damage was done. Many countries believe that this is the case. Here in Uruguay, in a demonstration, a person went up on stage and claimed that this was true, even though it was clearly fake news, and all the channels apologized for also here, that apologized for broadcasting fake news.
Y a pesar de que estas son noticias falsas, el daño ya está hecho una vez que se emitieron. Incluso los canales se disculparon, pero aquí en Uruguay una persona en una demostración se subió y habló sobre esta noticia como si fuera algo
But
cierto.
the lies continues, because when you look at the numbers of deaths, the so-called Ministry of Health in Gaza puts out, this is Hamas, this is the terrorists that are putting these numbers out. And what are they counting? They are counting those people, the tens that were dead from this incident, and those who are dead from, until now there are more than 2,000 missiles and rockets of Hamas and Jihadi Islam that fell in Gaza on their population, killing many of their people. But they are counting them as part of the dead that Israel caused.
Las
This is what
mentiras
they claim.
continúan. Por ejemplo, el supuesto Ministerio de Salud de la Autoridad Palestina, que está controlado por Hamas, reporta números que no son ciertos. Hay más de 2.000 misiles y cohetes que han caído por parte de ellos dentro de los territorios palestinos, y cuentan todos estos muertos como responsabilidad de Israel.
So my request would be, don't listen, don't consume fake news. Make the difference. Understand that this terror organization is using everything possible in order to conduct its war against Israel.
Yo les pido entonces que presten atención, que no hagan, que no escuchen mentiras, noticias falsas, y que tengan en cuenta que esta organización terrorista está haciendo todo lo posible por confundirlos.
Nosotros, como grupo de estudiantes, tenemos esa inocencia de bueno, que la paz
As
es
students,
posible
we
sin
have this
violencia.
innocent conception that maybe peace is possible without violence.
Lamentablemente no es el camino hasta ahora demostrado a nivel
Unfortunately,
histórico.
historically it hasn't been the way to
Pero
to
siempre
achieve peace.
apostamos por eso
But we always
y
bet for that.
quisiéramos preguntarle como última
And
pregunta,
our last question
es
to
que si
you.
nosotros le invitamos a una mesa de trabajo
If we invite
junto a la
you
embajadora de Palestina en Uruguay,
to a work
¿usted
table with the
aceptaría?
Palestinian ambassador in Uruguay, would you accept an invitation?
I would say that you don't have to give up hope. I think that hope is important when you are young
Diría
and
que
when
no
you
hay
are
que-
older.
No hay que dejar la esperanza
Ujú.
de llegar por ese camino, siempre hay que mantenerla sin importar la edad.
Maybe there is a truth to what you say, that in order to have peace you have to go through violence before this is said. But maybe it has some truth in it. If you look at the experience of Israel with Egypt and Jordan, this was the case.
Tal vez simplemente sea verdad que para alcanzar la paz, por ejemplo, lo que sucedió con Israel en Egipto y Jordania, haya que pasar por cierta violencia antes.
But it's not always, because if you look at the peace that Israel has made with the United Emirates, with Bahrain, with Morocco, there was no violence.
Pero
and
no
we
siempre es
made
así,
peace.
con Emiratos Árabes, con Marruecos no hubo violencia previa.
So peace is always achievable, and we must believe in peace. And I will say something more because of your question. I believe that agreements are better made private and not in front of cameras, but in closed doors, and that is the best way to achieve things.
Debemos seguir creyendo en la paz, y para responder a tu pregunta debo decirte que creo que los tratos y los acuerdos deben hacerse a puertas cerradas, no frente a cámaras, y esa es la mejor estrategia para alcanzar la paz.
But thank you for the
Entonces-
invitation.
Pero
No.
gracias por la invitación.
Muchas gracias a ustedes y agrego una más para terminar, ya que bueno, se habló. ¿Tienen intenciones entonces de reunirse con el
Do you-
embajadora de Palestina
Since we are
a
giving
puertas
your
cerradas?
answer, do you have any plan to meet with the Palestinian ambassador?
We know each other, and we've met several times.
Nos conocemos, nos hemos reunido varias veces.
And if and when it will happen, I think we will keep it between us.
Si sucede, entonces lo mantendremos en privado.
Excelente. Bueno, muchas gracias
Thank you so
por
much.
estar aquí. Realmente para nosotros es un honor. Bueno, gracias a todo
It's
el
an
equipo,
honor
a
for
Nicolás
us,
Nuñez
we want to thank the
por
team.
las cámaras, a Carolina París, también a Valeria Pilón, a Sofía Machín y a Lucía Bonilla, intérprete. Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you, and thank you too.
Gracias,
Gracias.
embajador.